Hello and welcome to today's Root to Rise Yoga Flow. We'll start in a child's pose today at the back of our mat, taking our time to get here. Maybe widen through the knees and reach your arms forward, and just start to let go here. Taking a few deep breaths just to ground into our practice. We'll focus on a bit of grounding before we start to take some stronger standing poses. So we'll take just 3 deep exhales here to fully relax and let go. Letting go of anything that's happened up until this point in the day, and letting go of any thoughts as they might arise as well. Just focusing on how your body feels in the moment. We'll take a couple more deep breaths here. And then we'll start to push up onto our hands and knees for our tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. We'll come into a few cat-cows here just in our own time, synchronizing the breath with the movement, dropping the belly and lifting the chest and gaze as we inhale. And exhaling to round through the spine, contracting through the navel. Taking a few more rounds here in our own time, and maybe coming into any other movements that might serve you. Maybe that's just shifting the hips side to side, or maybe making some barrel rolls with the torso. If you're making any sort of circle, making sure that you're taking them in the opposite direction as well. Just warming up through the spine here. We'll slowly start to come back to neutral. Sit back onto our heels, and then bring our feet forward so that we're seated in a butterfly position. Soles of the feet come together here. Maybe fluttering our butterfly here, moving the knees up and down, warming up into those hips. We'll then start to bring it back up into stillness here. And cross our legs here in an easy pose, Sukhasana. From here, we'll extend up long through the spine and then start to slowly walk our hands forward, trying to keep the spine up nice and tall, keeping both hips grounded on the earth. Option to place the forearms down onto the ground, or maybe even resting the forehead down as well. Just going as far as you can, as far as feels comfortable, making sure that both hips remain planted on the earth. And we'll continue to breathe deeply through this pose, feeling that stretch through the glutes, grounding into our practice, and thinking of melting further into the pose with each exhale. Then we'll slowly start to push back up, change the cross of our legs so that the other leg is in front, and we'll repeat this on the other side, extending long through the spine and then slowly leaning forward, keeping the spine up nice and straight, maybe coming onto forearms, maybe forehead rest down onto the hands here. Wherever you are, making sure that both hips remain planted on the earth, only going as far as is comfortable, no need to strain, using our exhales as a way to melt further into the pose. And we'll push back up into our easy pose, keeping the legs exactly as they are. We'll bring the left hand down, sweep the right arm up and over into our side bend, keeping that right hip planted on the ground, opening up through the chest, making sure that right shoulder is down and back. And then taking it over to the other side, right hand comes down, left arm sweeps up and over, keeping that left shoulder down and back, and maybe gazing up towards that left hand, remembering to breathe deeply here. Then we'll come back up to seated, placing our hands down, stepping back into a half plank. Exhale to come down all the way onto the belly. Inhale, baby cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, pedaling out through the feet, grounding down into the heels as you bend one knee and then the other, pressing all 10 fingertips down onto the earth, really pushing down into the ground here. Then bringing it back to center, inhale and sweep the right leg all the way up, and exhale to step it through to our low lunge. Maybe shifting the left knee back so that you're not on top of the kneecap here. Option to double up on your mat or place any kind of padding or cushioning underneath the left knee. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky if they're not there already, and bend deeper into that right knee, making sure that the right ankle is stacked underneath the knee. From here, we'll turn over towards the right side, bringing our arms out long so we're in a low revolved lunge. Remembering to breathe here. And then from here, tucking the left toes under and coming up so you're in a high lunge. Holding here for a few deep breaths, continuing to face over the right side. And then cartwheeling our hands down, stepping the right foot to meet the left. Exhale to come down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale downward facing dog for 3 deep breaths. From here, we'll inhale to sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale to step it through to your low lunge, making sure that we're shifting that right knee back slightly, sweeping the arms all the way up towards the sky. Chest up, gaze up. And then extending the arms out long, twisting towards that left side here in a revolved low lunge for a couple of deep breaths. From here, tucking underneath the right toes, stepping up into our high revolved lunge, and holding for a few more breaths here. Then we'll cartwheel our hands down, step the left foot back to meet our right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll slowly step all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift up halfway, and then exhale, fold. Sweeping our arms all the way up with our inhale, and exhale, hands to heart. We'll sweep our arms all the way up, back up once again, and exhale, fold. Placing our hands down and stepping back, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale to sweep our right leg up once more. Exhale to step it through into our warrior one. Left foot facing the left corner of the mat. Arm sweep up here with our inhale and bending deeply into our right leg, maybe gazing up and engaging through the core slightly. Taking a couple more deep breaths here, and then we'll pivot the back heel so that the left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat for our warrior two, gazing over the right middle finger here, making sure that the torso is up nice and straight. You're not leaning forward or back, strong through the front foot and bending deeply into that right knee, feeling the ground here in our warrior two. Feeling grounded here in our warrior two. And then we'll cartwheel our hands down, step our right foot to meet our left. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. As we inhale, we'll sweep our left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through into our warrior one on the left side. Right toes point to the right corner of the mat. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way up to the sky here. Chest up, gaze up, core engaged. Taking a few deep breaths here in our strong warrior one. Then we'll pivot our right foot so it's parallel with the short edge of the mat, coming into our warrior two on the right side, making sure we're externally rotating through that left knee and making sure that we're breathing deeply here. As we challenge ourselves to bend deeper into that left knee, gazing over the left fingertips. From here, cartwheeling our hands down, step back into our high plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll slowly tiptoe all the way up to the top of the mat. And then we'll roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, until we're all the way up to standing. Head and shoulders come last. Taking a couple of deep breaths here in your mountain pose and closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. Feeling into any sensations that might arise and feeling strong and grounded. From here, opening our eyes and placing all of our weight into our left foot, starting to bring our right foot into the either into the inside of the left calf or the left upper thigh, externally rotating through that right knee. Hands can come to prayer or maybe tall up above you, making beautiful branches in your tree if you'd like. If you wiggle around or sway, or even if you fall, just coming right back up. Maybe trying to keep a focal point on something in front of you that's not moving. Then we'll step that foot down, take a couple of breaths here before taking it over to the other side. Starting to shift your weight into the right foot, placing the left foot on the inside of the right calf or right inner thigh. Taking a few deep breaths here. Moving your hands into either prayer or up into beautiful branches above you. Again, choosing a focal point that's slightly in front of you, something that's not moving. This side might feel a little easier or harder than the other, and that's normal. Just holding an awareness of that and continuing to breathe. We'll then start to let that go, keeping our feet either hips width apart or placing them together for our chair. We'll inhale to prepare, exhale to drop the hips, lift the arms up, pressing firmly into the heels, maybe even lifting the toes up slightly here, just to make sure that you're distributing your weight back a little bit. Engaging strong through the glutes, lifting those arms up a little higher. And we'll start to come back up to standing, taking a breath or two here before coming into our second round. Dropping the hips and lifting the arms up. Arms come up by the ears. Try to drop your hips down even lower this time. And then from here, pushing back up into standing. Bring your feet out so that your toes are splaying to the outside corners of your mat, heels lightly in, and then slowly coming in down into our malasana here, bringing hands into prayer, elbows push into the knees, knees push into the elbows, trying to keep your spine up nice and straight. From here, we'll come into seated, and then we'll come to sit down on top of our shins for our hero pose. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, placing our hands on our upper thighs. And then bringing the knees out wide so that they're at the outside edges of the mat. Bringing our left hand down behind us and pushing up into a baby wild thing variation. We'll then sweep the hands forward, place our right hand down and sweep the left arm up to the sky, taking it over to the other side. Then sweeping forward again and repeating this one more time on each side. Left hand comes down, right arm sweeps up, chest up, hips lifted. And then taking it right over to the other side. Right hand comes down, left arm sweeps up and over. Pushing the hips forward, chest up to the sky. And then from here, we'll come back to center. Come back into your child's pose, reaching forward slowly, releasing through the low back. Option here to bring your legs together and bring your arms out beside you, dropping the weight of your arms fully into the earth. From here, we'll slowly roll back up, sitting back down onto our glutes, bringing our legs forward, and then slowly rolling all the way onto our backs. From here, planting that left foot down and crossing the right ankle over the left knee for a reclined figure 4. Option to stay here or shift the hips slightly over to the right and drop that right foot down. So you're in your reclined figure 4 twist. Hands can come out to cactus, maybe gazing over the right shoulder and feeling a nice deep stretch in the IT band here. Wherever you are, taking a couple more deep breaths. And then bringing it back to center, switching the cross to your legs, placing the right foot down, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, shifting those hips over to the left and dropping the left foot down on that right side. Arms can come out to cactus here, maybe gazing over the left shoulder. And then from here, bringing it back to center, hugging the knees in one last time. Option to bring the legs all the way up towards the sky, slight engagement through the feet, just keeping your legs straight up here, letting all the circulation come back to your body. And then in your own time, coming all the way down into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Option to stay here as long as you'd like, maybe pausing the video, or just staying here, and I'll call you back when it's time. Just letting go of all thought, letting go of your practice with nowhere else to be. Option to stay as long as you'd like, otherwise starting to bring movement back into the body, wiggling through the fingertips and toes, making circles through the wrists and ankles. Maybe making a big cat stretch here, arms come out behind you, and then slowly rolling over onto either side, taking a moment here before pressing up into our top hand and meeting me back at the top of your mat in a seated position, hands to prayer, and taking a humble bow of gratitude, thanking yourself for showing up today on your mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.